Orko. We had to do it at an odd time because we just couldn't figure out a time where all of us were, available to do it. And again, even now, not all of us were available to do it. But weekly episode to karna hai. So, Orko, thanks for doing this in the morning.
Yeah.
Uh, and we had to get this episode out because the ISL playoffs are starting. Top six figured out finally. All the fixtures are out there. Which of the two knockouts are you more interested in watching, Orko? Like, which excites you more?
Uh, Obviously, I think the one that really tickles my fancy is BFC versus KBFC. You know, somebody has to get beaten, pun intended, and very interesting to see who prevails because uh, it's I would say it's a it's a double-edged sword for BFC playing at their home, uh, because from all accounts, KBFC fills out the stadium. A lot of people come to a stadium. They've also designated three away stands also, and it's very interesting to see ki matlab which which KBFC turns out. The momentum's fully with BFC, right?
Yes.
Like it's 8 wins in a row. Very difficult to see them split, slip up now. And I think KBFC definitely, like I said, this is their toughest route to the final. So the other one, 80 kmb was Odisha. Despite Odisha improving in the you know over last season's performance, and 80K struggling, it's still you would give the upper hand to 80K, right? Um, the only X factor in KBFC was BFC Ivan Vukomanovic. Uh, he seems like some guy who excels at those one-off games, right? He's also pulled off maybe arguably the result of a season earlier when KBFC beat HFC 1-0 in Gachibowli in Hyderabad, right? I'd say that was the result of the season so far. So it's interesting to see which iteration of KBFC turns out, because like I said, they're coming. Even their fans surprisingly have come out and said, we are in very the form's not good. It's not good. They're not. What is the word for it? I think you might know the Malu word for it. Lakshanam. Is that the
Yeah.
yeah? They're not great. They're not great signs
Yes.
for KBFC, and I genuinely don't want it to be as one sided as it is currently built to be, right? Because one side has a momentum, the other side does not. But like I said, the X factor is Ivan Vukomanovic. You don't know what he'll pull off, and he's great at pulling off those small tactical changes, for the
For
match.
me, based on Ivan Vukomanovic, please check my Twitter account for a story that I have written on him. I had a conversation with him, which went from some place to some other place, which is the most delightful way to have an interview because he is so well spoken, and it looks like that sometimes that he's sort of putting things together as you ask him a question to say, "Oh, okay, I can link this," and it's great when you have a coach like that. And like you said, Kerala Blasters, I think, has somewhat overachieved in some senses
Hmm.
because of how this man and the cult of personality that he is, and the way he's been able to connect the players, the team, the fans, everything into the one place. But at the same time, if you look at it, their away form has not been great. Home form has been absolutely great, which is what got them here. To a period of time, they were also in the top three contention. As I mean, they were outside chance for the title for a while until I think that very bad result against Mumbai.
Hmm.
But nevertheless, when you look at it, they have done quite well. They are here. Bangalore Stadium. Last time it did not look like an away stadium when they came here. I doubt it will look like that this time around. There has been a lot
Three
of comments
stands
about. Yeah,
allocated.
I mean, I think they'll start opening up more and more as the ticket sales go. So at the moment, I think all not all the stands are out.
Have they also raised the prices? I saw some complaints saying
Yeah,
they've
even
raised.
I'm not exactly sure. but as the West Block, the price is the same. 800 rupees is generally what you pay for the West Block
Yeah,
price.
799. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
The other stand, I'm not sure. Sometimes they don't open those stands also because a
Hey,
lot of the
KBC
time.
fans are saying they are alleging that tickets for away stands are more expensive
Yeah,
than
I really don't know because we never really look into all the pricing as such because most of the times those areas are empty. I mean, or you'll have lesser people, especially in the first part of the season. Once BFC started winning, a lot more people have turned up a lot more, like the last game against Goa and
but
all.
still them filling out. I it's never happened in Bengal. Only think the Johor match
Hmm.
is the only time I've seen, let's say,
So
the
they
Karnataka
can't fill out the whole thing because one of the stands they
is
generally don't
unusable.
open.
Yeah,
So,
it's
but
unusable. Yeah.
last time I was there, Kerala Blasters, that match had 28,000 people, and I assume around the same.
28,000 people. Huh.
No, no, that time it was a legit sellout because we were looking and we can see right how many is filled. So not a sellout, like it was almost full except for that one part where
I'm
they
I'm
don't
always
open.
skeptical when it comes to numbers in Indian football. Any numbers, not just this.
But
Any numbers.
at least you can see that people are sitting. Sometimes the numbers in some stadiums they announce,
Yeah.
and you look and see. Maybe
Hmm.
you're being really, really
For
optimistic
example,
about
I
it.
think the Derby and man, I've not never seen such an underwhelming Derby build up or execution like.
But I saw a video. I mean, it was quite full. It was not empty like it was
Hmm.
said.
But
But anyway,
some
we'll
papers reported that it wasn't as high as.
yeah. But anyway, we'll get to that later. But yeah, this match looks great. Ivan Kaliuzhny is missing, which I think is a big loss for Bangalore. I mean, Kerala Blasters. But yeah, let's hope that match lives up to the hype on the field. Whatever happens, like all the Twitter talk and all the rivalry. But I am more intrigued about the other game because I feel Odisha got there because Goa really, really messed up. There is no two ways about it. Goa had that position in their hands. They messed it up, and
Eight
it's a
points from the last eight.
yeah, I mean,
Eight.
it was a horrible run for them. And Odisha, they started well, but they tailed off. It's really Jekyll and Hyde. No, you have Nanda either doing really well or not really well at all. Mauricio is always a goal threat, but he provides very little elsewhere. But that team is very moody. And to that end, I
Huh.
think Juan Fernando also,
Mhm.
his team, Juan is in so much pressure. I feel like every time I see him on TV,
It's
biting
over
his
crack. Yeah,
shirt or whatever it
crack.
may be, you can see the stress on his face
Yeah,
that
yeah,
he's trying to get that team to sort of. It's like this huge hulking old machine. When you start it, it has to do this like Chetak scooter and all. Slowly, slowly start, and then only, and it's not kicked on.
yeah.
It's still going in that manner only with all this flutter and everything. So yeah, let's hope that match is also an interesting match
Huh.
because I can't
Odisha,
really.
Odisha are a moody machine, but like I said, some of the Indian recruitment is underwhelming, right?
Hmm.
And as has always been the case, at Odisha, right? They've not. Uh, I mean, when Hyderabad and Odisha essentially started out together, right, in season six, and it's been about 3.5, 4 seasons now. Hyderabad, the
Are
differentiation.
we just going to pretend like they are a new team and or that they didn't exist before?
Huh. Yeah, I mean, just going to pretend it's a new team, it's a new place, new franchise. But um, the thing is, they've not got their Indian recruitment spot on as compared to Hyderabad, right? And
Yeah. And
Hyderabad,
Hyderabad also has a coach who's improved Indian players a lot,
yes,
and every one of
Hyderabad,
them.
yeah, Hyderabad's Indian core has improved and solid and has been around. Ashish Rai left, right? Rumors that um,
Akash Mishra was leaving. Was there?
Akash Mishra was leaving, but Akash Mishra did not. Akash Mishra has a contract till 2024. Um, and they're also getting, Hyderabad's also getting an exciting new winger who I think has been underutilized in the
Yeah, yeah,
league.
yeah. But
In the league
but
so
Hali
far.
is leaving.
Hali's
Looks
leaving. Hali's leaving. I think that's confirmed that Hali is leaving. But this, like I said, very exciting new winger, very underutilized at his previous club. Very sad to say that. Someone who cuts in very well. So very interesting to see what will happen because I just think Odisha, um, even this year, um, I mean, and it's going to sound harsh to some people. They did just about enough to qualify, right? They wouldn't say they were one of the form teams which deserved to roar into the playoffs. No, they are probably in around the sixth, seventh place, and which is probably deserved.
In my
And
head, the only reason they qualified is very
Goa had
clearly that
collapsed.
Goa
Yeah, Goa had
underperformed.
collapsed.
Underperformed
Yeah,
to a
yeah, yeah.
fantastic degree.
And like I said, Goa were had 18 points after 10 games. They're
Hmm.
third in the table. Um, 9 points from the last 10. Team's confidence. I don't know what happened. I think the break just came at a very wrong time, and it also teams start picking up. Teams start picking up on the Noah factor,
Hmm.
right? And I, I mean, it's so dejecting. Did not have a plan B. Did not know what to do once teams sat back and compressed that space. And which is I'm saying, Bradrich might be one of the smartest tacticians in the league, right? Uh, Go up the Chennai game, for example, played
Hmm.
entirely into their hands, right? What Chennai did is Chennai just sat back, compressed the spaces, and countered, right? And I mean, just these small things that you start noticing when you start looking at the game from, let's say, a coach's angle rather than a player angle, right? Uh, Goa, they've always known for their ball carriers, their players, in the middle, right? But all I could see is Anwar Ali being told to play diagonally to the wingers, right? And not to the wingers, winger,
Hmm.
singular, right? You have both Edu Bedia and Brandon Fernandez dropping back to try and get the ball and again play the same diagonal. So, because there are two people dropping back, you don't have anybody in the middle essentially to act as a link up person, right? Um, Before it used to be Edu dropping back and Brandon or vice versa, right? But this year, both of them have been dropping back. So there's literally no cover in the middle, nobody who's counter pressing there, right? And thus they get broken through way too easily, right? Teams. So, I mean, obvious problem. I'm not saying I am some tactical genius, right? But these are some things that seriously worry me because these are very basic problems, right?
But
So,
I mean, I'm sure Goa's reviewing what has happened this season and
huh,
looking at some solution or
the
the other.
one good thing about the club is no club is probably as hard on themselves as Goa is, right? And
Yeah, yeah.
no club is probably as accountable as the people inside. I'm not saying it because I'm very close to these guys. It's just that I know how all of these clubs work, right? Half of these clubs are there only because someone's paying the money. That's it. Okay, fine. Somebody's putting in money, 50 CR anyway waste. So no accountability. But those guys, I know it's a kick in the teeth for them. I know that
Absolutely. Yeah.
it's and I've spoken to them. They're all kind of shell shocked at
Yeah,
what's
I spoke to them. They were not happy at all. So, I mean, now there is Super Cup, so we'll see what they do immediately and then
yeah,
later.
and and
But
and
coming
and,
into the
and, and
knockouts,
you
we
know
don't need to go on talking about the team that is already out, right?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
and but but just toss World Cup, that they will come back roaring because you know that if there's a trophy on offer, you know that they will, and they might be one of the few teams to take it
No, I
seriously.
think this year everybody will take it seriously. I think there is an AFC Cup spot riding on it, so
Since
potentially a lot of them could take it
since when has
seriously.
AFC mattered to Indian clubs also? When has
Some of them it matters.
some of them, not
Yeah.
all of them,
Like
not
let's
all.
say VFC don't win the thing. For them, it is a major thing to play in Asia. They will
Yeah,
take it
because
seriously.
BFC have the taste of playing in Asia, right?
Yeah. So
We
Goa will
know,
take it seriously.
yeah.
Mumbai, if they don't win, will take it seriously.
We know that Rohan and Odisha,
Hmm.
their whole point of forming an IWL team so strong is to play in Asia. Also, it's
Yeah.
something that they're looking at. So they want to take it seriously, but not everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not
But
every,
at least enough
KBFC.
teams taking it seriously.
There are rumors the second team might play KBFC, right?
Yeah. But this is the important thing, right? Like last time when Super Cup was happening, nobody took it seriously. Only the team who lost it, who lost the finals, took it seriously. You see who won it. Goa won it because they lost, and BFC won it because they lost a year before. Other
Hmm.
than that, people are arguing about whether to send a team only in between.
BFC
So
also lost to BFC didn't play a second team as well. BFC lost to I think very strong Chennai City team. It's a very
yeah,
strong team. very strong team.
So
Speaking of
yeah,
Chennai
so
City,
if we're looking at, let's
huh,
focusing on the
I'm
immediate ISL.
hearing that Chennai City probably no more.
Chennai City, they have not done anything, right? They've
No, as
sort of
in
gone.
organization has ceased.
So as yeah, I've heard that too, but I haven't gone and confirmed or checked anything because I
Uh,
think this is sorry, sort of par for the course in some sense.
yeah.
But anyway, this coming into just touching on a little bit more about the ISL playoffs.
Hmm.
These two matches we have spoken about them at some length. Now you have Mumbai and Hyderabad.
Hmm.
For me, somebody was asking me who do you think is the favorite. I feel Hyderabad is the favorite. Although I know Mumbai won the league, they look more dominant and everything. I think Hyderabad has that ability to. I never watch Mumbai and look at them and think they are very assured. They concede goals and they go on a rampage and they'll outscore you.
Hmm.
But Hyderabad somehow makes me feel like that's a very assured performance. They're in control most of the time. Even if they don't have the ball, they know what they're doing. They can always get that goal. Ogbeche is always there. Severio can chip in. So I think Hyderabad for me would be the favorite overall.
So I'll give you a different perspective, right? As somebody who's been on the touchline, not a lot, right, for maybe about 50 to 100 matches now, about 3 4 years now, it's very difficult to maintain control over all phases of play. You're never going to have that, right? What Mumbai have is what I would call controlled aggression, right? I'd say Mumbai control about 70% of their matches, right? I agree in the fact that Hyderabad exert a greater period of control,
Hmm.
right? Agree. But what happens is that your Bombay, Mumbai has your super aggression, right? Has super aggression. It in their phases, they will blow you away,
Yeah,
right?
they can blitz you. That's what I
And they
said.
believe in controlling the tempo of the game, so they will blitz you, and if it works, they will then again stall for, let's say, 15 minutes, right? There are these phases of play, and I'm really surprised Des man has managed to accomplish this with an Indian team, right? Because it's very hard, because these kids have not been taught from a very young age to how to control the tempo of a game, right? uh,
But
so
they have in Jahu the guy who is phenomenal in controlling the game. Best in
yes,
India who can
yes,
control the
yes,
game.
yes. No, I'm not Indian players also, right? Because there are seven
I
Indian
think
players on the
Jahu is the guy who
yeah,
talks when the
yeah,
other one is Apuya, right? Like so that's
yeah,
also a
yeah.
great
And
person to have.
at Goa, it used to be Edu, right?
Hmm.
So in Hyderabad, not sure who it is, but I
I
think
don't think they control the game like that. They control
yeah,
from a defensive point a lot more.
yeah. So what Mumbai tried to do is Mumbai tried to lull you into that sense of, now we're going through a lean phase, and then boom, they hit you, right? So they have a, what do you say, stop start wala attitude. You have Hyderabad who exert more control, but Hyderabad's never going to go flat out. They're never going to go
Hmm.
flat out to try and, you know blitz you. They're not going to do that.
Yeah.
They are going to essentially, and what I love about Manolo is that he clearly, there's a priority to get clean sheets. Clean sheets matter a lot, and in the start beginning of the season, he got a lot of 1-0 wins, right? So I think this shows where his priority lies, right? So, and with Odey in there, they are fantastic. What do you say? Fantastic marshalling
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
defense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I
don't know.
mean,
I feel like if you want to watch a game,
uh,
probably Mumbai is a lot more entertaining because they are able to provide a lot of frills and thrills. But for when I watch Hyderabad and when you watch them live,
hmm.
they look so comfortable. They look like they're in
Coordinated.
control.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
yeah.
always look like they're in control. Not to say that they won't lose and all, right? And I think when they played Mumbai also, it
Hmm.
looked they were probably the one who looked the most comfortable until the end of the season, right? When they already won and they lost to Bangalore and they played kids against East Bengal and lost that
Huh.
match.
So if I had to make a comparison, Hyderabad is, let's say, opera music, and Mumbai are more heavy metal, I would
Yeah.
say. right? Mumbai more mayhem, definitely, and that's what I think makes them more fun to watch. And I think the only people who can put a dent in our Mumbai Hyderabad possible final are BFC.
Yeah,
Probably the
they are
only
because they are on song at the moment, and a lot of things seems to be working right for them. They found the
confidence can do
balance.
wonders. No, listen, Simon Grayson got a lot of flack, right? But like I said, Simon's introduced a lot of tactical flexibility to the league, right? He's playing with, what do you say,
Two strikers.
highly, yeah, two
How
strikers,
many play with two strikers?
highly inverted wing backs who are, let's say, jamming up the middle. I mean, he's introduced good, fresh ideas to the league, and it's kind
Well,
of
like
caught.
I've done an interview with him, so I'll write an article over the weekend.
Yeah,
Once that's out, maybe I can put that out also. Funny thing you'll realize during the interview is that he's actually a friend of Kasabian, the band. And the Kasabian's musicians had come to Kantirva Stadium during a press conference. And I was
really.
there. Yeah, yeah, I was
Oh,
there. I
okay.
saw these people and then didn't really think much about it. After
Hmm.
the thing, once they had left, Simon told me, yeah, that guy is from Kasabian. And I was pissed. I was like, I should have. I could have at least gone and asked.
For
But
people
anyway,
who were younger, who might not know, Kasabian used to provide the theme song for the Premier League.
yeah,
And
and a lot of FIFA also.
FIFA
So
also, but I
yeah,
think most probably from our childhood, obviously the Premier League.
fire for
Fire,
Premier
yeah,
League.
fire,
Yeah,
fire, fire
that's
is
just
the team. Yeah.
yeah.
And
So now that's about the ISL. We're rushing a little bit because both of us have to get back to other things.
Mhm.
And yeah, I League. There are some questions there. We'll head to that in a minute. But I League, I thought Srinidhi had it in the bag in some sense because they were so assured they had a striker who was scoring all the time, but they have mucked it up at the end. Um I mean, Mohammedan result was unprecedented.
Yeah,
So many goals in that match, and they drew against Aizol now. So it's on round glass. It's in the palm of the round glass. All they need to do is get their results.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's changed dramatically.
Yeah, I think Round Glass gets it, and I didn't catch your interview with Castaneda. I'm yet to watch it, but like I said, fantastic striker.
Fantastic.
Probably the most lethal striker in the league
Hmm.
right now. And somebody I saw up close when I went to watch yeah, Mohammedan, Sudhir versus Srinidhi. Yeah, right. What a Rolls Royce of a player, right? And there is, I mean, there's a reason that Mohammedan, Round Glass, all of these people are just hell bent on getting. And people might not know this. Castaneda's got at least 6 to 8 offers from I League clubs. Some of them multiple times this season alone. This
Hmm.
season alone, Mohammedan especially have said no. We'll break the bank for you. We'll break the bank for you. He's still, and it's kind of an indicator to show the kind of person he is. He said, "No, listen, I'm loyal. We're on course to win the title." So he's kept his focus. So I mean, it's a really sad outcome for him, in specific, because they have two of the best players in the league, Faisal Shaiste and
Hmm.
David Castaneda, right? So it's not a good, yeah, and but I mean, Round Glass have, what do you say, have had the better part of the second half of the season. So I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
kudos to them. They thrashed, so they were 8-0, right?
Hmm.
I mean, and as somebody who's really invested in Delhi football, it's it's a
Yeah.
terrible.
Well, did like speaking to Castaneda a lot because he's a very intelligent guy.
Yeah,
He's studying engineering. He's finishing his engineering, so he's not like he said always during his career he wanted to ensure that he had an option. So he studied in school. He was good in school, so he continued to study even with
is he
football.
studying in the Srinidhi College of
No, he's
Engineering?
studying there only, so all good. So yeah, smart guy. He's a player I wish plays in the ISL. I want to see because generally we look at foreigners who come to the I League and then they go to the ISL. It doesn't always work out, but I think he might be able to do it. He's not
if
the
if
tallest, but he
if
can. He can do
if
it.
Round Glass do get promoted,
Hmm.
right? Um, he might get an offer. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, I want him to have a chance. It would have been great with Srinidhi, but now that it looks unlikely, let's
No,
hope.
I think both Roundglass and someone like a Northeast United will be looking at David, and not a bad age also, 28, not
Yeah,
the
he's still in
oldest,
his prime.
not the oldest also. Yeah, so I would say definitely a good chance for him to jump the
Yeah,
leagues.
and subsequently, like Joshua has mentioned here, I did speak to Sunny Singh.
Yeah,
Yeah, like Joshua has mentioned in the question that uh, the I League owners still don't completely believe AIFF or FSCL in promotion. Everything is vague. I don't think that is the reason. Look, I think the I League clubs are aware that they are going to get promoted. Now the question is, when would you want to get promoted into that league? That's a major question for an I
yeah,
League club, right?
yeah.
Granted, so let's look at it from a logistic point of view. A
Mm.
team gets into the ISL, you are not part of the central pool of revenue at the end of the season, so you have to figure out a lot of things. Even a small thing like, okay, we need more bulbs for the lighting because ISL is done in the night. So first of all, you need to have a stadium which has floodlights, and secondly, more number of lights because it is shot in HD. So right from
1200
there,
lux, I think,
yeah,
is the.
right from there, you need to look at the money that you're going to be spending.
Mm.
You'll be spending more money on players, more money on maintenance of the field, more money on branding,
Marketing.
marketing, all those side of things also. So there is that question. But that said, Round Glass Punjab is one of the teams who are most
Keen.
accomplished to do this.
Yeah.
They have a stadium is great. I've spoken to match commissioners and the coaches who have went there. They say the stadium is great. It's ready for ISL level problem. Their money is not an issue for them as well.
Yeah.
So, but having said that, I still feel, and I kept asking Sunny Singh this 2 3 times in that interview about promotion, and he was sort of evasive. It's like it'll happen when it'll happen. We'll look into it when it happens. I don't know why that happened, and I kept asking in different ways, just to ask to get an answer out of it. But eventually, you realize, okay, maybe there is no direct answer here. Maybe he doesn't believe it. Maybe he's doesn't want to jinx the fact that at that moment Srinidhi was ahead, or they were in the same points or something. He didn't want to jinx or say
Mm.
anything untoward. But fair enough to him. Yeah, I mean, do you look at the situation? I'm hearing rumors about the relegation, and teams are not going to be happy. I mean, in the sense that, of course, they've said that they'll be relegated. So many times they've said this before, but through it all, some way, shape, or form, relegation has been staved off for for a lot of the teams. I think AFF set a very wrong precedent over there, the previous regime, and I think this new regime is going to cop a lot of flack for it and a lot of
Yeah.
shit for it. Yeah,
Yeah. 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 See, relegation. I mean, it was just stopped for a few, and like you said, the bad precedent hasn't set, man. Like anybody can write to the AFF saying, "Oh, please spare me," and they'll spare them. Like it's kind of, but it's not just the old regime; it's a new regime also. I mean, Kenkre, not Kenkre. Sorry, who finished last season? Was it Kenkre? Ah, it was Kenkre. It was Kenkre, right? Even Kenkre got spared, right? But yeah, I mean, it has to happen. Relegation promotion has to happen. I mean, there's no, yeah. And I know the ISL won't start it now, relegation, but honestly, honestly, the fact that the season ended on a whimper without any buzz whatsoever could have been avoided if there was relegation. So
absolutely. There
yeah,
is something to play for at the end of
yeah,
the season at
yeah,
both
yeah.
ends.
And there's a and the interesting line which says necessity is the mother of invention. So when necessity is upon you, it makes people do unpredictable things. I think that's where the fun of relegation lies. I know it might seem heartless, and fans might be like, "Oh, my team went down," but it is necessary. Somebody has to lose in order for somebody to win. That's the way the world works, right? So relegation is important. I think what promotion to the ISL will do is also it might force some I League teams to professionalize.
Yeah, yeah.
It might force a hand with respect to a lot of things. When you're speaking about Roundglass having a solid setup, Shiri themselves have a very solid setup.
Yeah.
Right? They have 3 grounds, 1 stadium. I know, yeah, agreed. Mini stadium hai, 11,000 लोग fit कर
But
सकते हैं
that's
वहाँ.
okay. For an Indian football team, 11,000 is great. You can fill it
They
up.
have their own facility,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Which of the other 11 ISL plus 12 I League teams, which of the other 22 teams, barring Srinidhi, have their own facilities?
Yeah, it's a
The
very
national team,
important. Yeah.
the national team is getting its own facility now with the Center of Excellence coming up, right? And still you have camps being held in Chennai and God knows where else, right? So, so don't tell me that there aren't people who aren't prepared in the second tier. There are people who are prepared in second tier, right, to come up. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah,
I
take,
mean,
take, take Kumar Reddy's question. I think it's a very
yeah, I
straightforward.
think, yeah. What's the
If,
reason for not
because
announcing the 22nd? Well, I have to ask because for people in the podcast. What is the reason for not announcing 22-second match schedule for I League?
yeah, it's because I think the fixtures are always have to be put together in the last, because if two teams are fighting for relegation, you have to put them together. Two teams are fighting for promotion, you have to. But yes, Sudeva will ask for exemption for relegation.
I mean,
Uh,
it's not just Udeva. I know for a fact that multiple clubs have intimated that this might come up because you have set a precedence where the previous guys have been given a let off. They've been let off from this hook. So you'll
hmm,
always ask why them and not us. Then if you say that, oh, we said in the beginning only that
hmm,
this before previous seasons also beginning they said there will be relegation.
hmm,
So you can even go to court with this,
hmm.
and that's going to be a major problem if things like this keep happening. So a lot of clubs have intimated this. If it's I didn't know it had come out in any article. If it has come out, then yeah, shit's starting to hit the fan.
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of shit hitting the fan, should move on.
Yes, moving on to the other topic we want to talk about. Baichung Bhutia has been one of the most vocal opponent of this AIFF current regime. And previously, he has mentioned about Shaji's role, not being, it is one of the paid roles, right? It's not an elected role. That paid role was not,
Always,
yeah.
always. Huh.
So never get it, that there was no call for the sending resumes and stuff like that. So that never happened. So it previously raised that point, but subsequently I've been very quiet about it. But now recently he has now questioned the move to Saudi Arabia for Santosh Trophy, and why India pulled out of the Asian Cup 2027 bid all of a sudden unilaterally. Although the discussion for that pullout has been mentioned in one of the meeting in the AFF. But Orko, I mean, I'm not going to defend Baichung Bhutia, right? Like he has a lot of things that once we start asking questions, he'll also have to answer.
Hmm.
But at the same time, he's not wrong in asking what he's asked here.
Yeah. And you and me discussed this. We will do a whole 6 month report card in our next show. 6 month. But I'm just going to give the brief gist, because there has been a seismic shakeup at the AFF, right? The AFF's and Sandeep, I'm just going to say this. Uh, like you said, Bhutia has a lot to answer for, and not just Bhutia, a lot of
Yeah, a lot of people who ask questions.
Indian national team captains. If we get down to it, there are a lot of questions to be asked. Men's, women's, whatever. That's an entire another topic for another day. But um, one thing now it comes across as sour grapes because Bhutia lost the election, obviously. But I'm happy. I'm happy somebody's at least
Somebody is
raised.
asking.
Somebody asking the question. Somebody has to. Um, s- Sorry, and I can't hold this in much longer. The Saudi thing is pretty blatant. Um, it just it can't. It's not a coincidence, right? It's not a coincidence, and I don't believe in any coincidences when it comes to Indian football. I've been around the block far too many times. Yes, I mean we'll never find the paper trail. We'll never find any, but I mean, to say it's a coincidence, I think it's a fool's errand. So I mean, will not say it's a coincidence. Also, the trade off seems very underwhelming, honestly, right? I mean, Santosh Trophy semis and finals in Riyadh. I know people who've gone there. and they're saying it's just this, just provide you the ground, provide you the hotels, and it's not even like some fancy gala that they're throwing for India. No, it's not.
I think what happened is AIFF or everybody probably banked on Kerala getting into the semi-final here, and
Yeah.
they legitimately had a good shot to get out of that group. Also, they did not expect to lose to Karnataka and all. Like they beat them 7-3 last time. This time they've lost 1-0. So Kerala not being there and Bengal not being there is a major problem because they were the two crowd pullers, and now those two crowd pullers are not there. So it does look uh, away from just hosting effects. It looks from a fan perspective also like it's fizzled out. You could have done the same thing in Manipur, in Mizoram, in
Huh.
Kolhapur, in
But
Kerala, and
it's
anywhere. It would have
but
been the same.
I get your point, but it's still not the Kerala Blasters, right? It's a Kerala state. It's a
That
Kerala
doesn't
state.
matter. Doesn't
Hmm.
matter. People in Abu Dhabi, in Saudi, would have 100% gone to see those games. I
I,
know because some people ask me all from Saudi,
hmm.
when is the match happening? Is how is Kerala doing and all, because they have not been following Santosh Trophy, so they were always looking forward to it. I
I
doubt. I don't know if they'll still go. I mean, they might still
hmm.
go, right?
I mean,
But
I have some friends who've lived there for years, and they're pretty lukewarm, and they're also Mallus. That they're like,
hmm.
I've never heard of it. Um, so they're in general they follow Kerala Blasters, like they're casual fans of Kerala Blasters, but not of the Santosh Trophy team, right? So I mean that, and like I said, Baichung is right to
He's
ask
right in asking. Yes,
right to
absolutely.
ask question. The other big shakeup that happened this week was the unceremonious, what is now coming out to be the unceremonious sacking of the AFF's longest serving employee. Um, and we will touch on this in larger detail in the next yeah. But Sunando Dhar, somebody who we know, Sandeep, as the figurehead of the I League,
Yeah,
uh, somebody who's been a point person for years.
somebody who always picked up his calls
Yes,
and
yes,
spoke.
yes, yes, yes. A pillar, a
Hmm.
pillar of the institution, right? Unceremonious sacking. It's coming out. We knew there were problems. We knew that.
Wait, I honestly did not know until now that he was sacked. I
Yeah,
was not focusing
yeah.
on it. Oh, okay, interesting.
There
I'll dig
was
into it now.
there was a there was a massive fight. And the good thing with Sunando, at least from what third person accounts, is that he always stands up for his people, and
Yes, yes,
yeah,
I've heard the same.
yeah, he's always like he always had the support of a lot of people.
Yeah, is it
So
always honest also in terms of
no, yeah,
discussions?
so it seems like a very bad political move to do this right now, especially with whatever else is going on in the federation. Like we said, do not miss next week's episode. It's going to be a blockbuster. We will tell you everything that's going on, right? And trust me, there are a lot of things that are going on, lot, right? There is a storm coming. Someone told me there is a storm coming, right? These are exact words. And my god, what is going on inside the body, right? Because you, yes, you get rid of the competition. I understand that it's a standard move, but not like this, not like this, not just dumped, chucked one day. So this power trip, is it going to end well or is it not? We don't know, but we are
Speaking of
definitely,
trips, those
yeah.
guys, I mean, there have been really nice trips going on. Kumar Reddy has mentioned
Yeah,
why
someone
would
asked the
you,
question also. Just
funniest
ask,
thing is,
just
yeah,
flash
Kalyan
Kumar
Chowbe and
Reddy's
Shaji trips are
comment.
useful, are really useful, or is it a fun trip? I don't think it's really. Why would you go to Spain to talk about women's football? They are absolutely in shambles. That country, their women's football, the
No,
whole thing is in shambles.
no, my point is, my point is, does the GS, sorry, SG, right? Because he sent out a memo to the entire AFF saying, "Call me SG, call me Secretary General. I'm not the General Secretary. Call me Secretary General." There was a memo sent out, guys. So Does the SG not have people doing his research for him? Does he not do the research? Does he not have good advisors? Who in the right mind told him this is a good day? And listen to me, Sandeep.
And why would you go to Florentino Perez? He's a club guy. What is he going to tell you about your national team? You can say, I went and met him. I mean, you don't need to discuss anything
So,
with him.
so my view on Spain is this, right? They are producing the best women players in the world right now.
Yeah, yeah.
They won two back
Ballon
under
d'Or
17.
winner is from there. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But
Sorry, FIFA
but
best. Sorry.
yes,
Yeah.
the perception, the way they're treating their women right now is downright terrible. 15 women, they're essentially going to the World Cup with a Spain B team,
Yeah,
right?
he walked off.
Right, right. We're seeing rumblings happen in France, in Canada, in Spain. They are taking action. Spain's the only country which is not taking action,
Yeah,
which
France,
is
their Harvey Rene, I think, what was her name? Yeah.
huh. She's
She says that she'll leave and
stepped
now
down.
the coach is leaving. So
Yeah,
massive shifts are happening over there.
yeah. So massive seismic shifts in women's football, right? So, so who's advising? So someone's giving very bad advice, right? That is all that I can conquer, right? Number two, and somebody hit the nail on the head. Somebody said last in the last regime, right? At least what Praful and Kushal did is they did not put themselves at the forefront. It would
Hmm.
be somebody else. It would be a Sunando Dhar, or it would be an Abhishek Yadav. It would be somebody else going and doing this, and it would be once a year. We would sign a useless MOU once a year. Here it's happening every 3 days. It's nuts. It's
Yeah,
nuts.
I mean, it looks. I don't see the why all these trips are being made. I don't know if it is any relevant or anything,
Huh.
but they are doing what they are. I think they're trying to revive the tournament in Malaysia, Madikera Cup. I think
Mordeka.
it's
Mordeka.
in Malaysia only, right? Yeah, it's in Malaysia. That cup they're trying to get. I don't. That cup has not. I was looking at that cup. It's not happened in a few years. And a lot of the teams, B teams, are going under 23s and all were going in the recent
Yeah.
years. Although back in the day when India played, it was a proper tournament at that time.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Well, in
yeah,
that time also a lot of teams would send their BC teams. Like the
yeah.
more established countries would send their BC teams, but India would send their first teams because we don't have a choice.
Hmm.
Right? But my point is, like I said, somebody said there were tons of this happening in the last regime. It used to happen once a week. Now it's every week, right?
Not to mention getting logged out of Twitter and YouTube and everything.
Someone and the Secretary General tagged Elon Musk, right? So somebody very cheeky comment saying, if your AC stops working in your Tata car, will you tag Ratan Tata,
Hmm.
right? So it's and internally they've also been saying that this is the handiwork of someone's. They're trying to justify the political games that they're doing by saying they were messing with our social media channel, which is bullshit, right? Yeah, Joshua was right. It's
Yeah.
Dazon. Yeah, Dazon is to the world what FSDL is to India, where Dazon pays a lot more money than what the product is worth, and it rebrands. It
And
Dazon doesn't have
RFA and La Liga don't really get along also. There is that also.
RFEF. No, RFEF and Liga
Yeah.
don't get along also.
So
So
yeah.
no,
Uh,
but I'm saying they can afford to do that because they have a well set ecosystem,
yeah, yeah,
right?
of course.
Where even if whatever they're doing, and I'm not saying they should continue, they should definitely change.
Criticizing teams like Spain for not getting out of the group properly in the World Cup. So that's the base level that we look at them as. You need to be in the semifinals of
Yeah,
the World Cup.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's the level that
yeah,
they are
yeah.
operating at, and they're
We,
going
we are
down.
they are criticizing the Spain women for losing in the quarterfinals of the Euros,
Hmm.
right? Because despite having generational talent, and I agree, Spain is probably has the best squad in world women's football right now, but they're still not they're not winning the Euros. So that's the level they're operating at, right? So what MOU are you? They're not going to give you their innermost
I
secrets,
don't
boss.
think they signed any MOU
This is so what the hell is going on? What is
discussions.
going on? What are these trips then? What are these trips?
Dis-
Discussions on what?
I don't
Discussions on
know.
what? No, I mean, I'm a taxpayer. You're a taxpayer. Deserve to know what discussions on what.
I mean, I would love to have Shaji again on injury time, but I don't think that's happening.
Because of what we did last time.
Yeah, but
I,
I will host it. I will
yeah,
be a much nicer host, but I still don't think that's going to
I
happen.
wasn't a bad host. I just asked questions and he had no responses to those.
Let's say I will throw more
Easier,
easier.
easier
I'll
questions.
flight it up a lot more. So let's
Yeah.
see.
No, no,
Flight
no.
is very difficult to read
So,
also.
so, 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 like I said, right? It just seems like this regime has taken what the old regime has done and tuned it up to 11 in the words of Spinal Tap, right? So, um,
Let's hope
again,
what
promoting next week's episode. Do tune in. We have a lot of juice for you.
you'll
Lot.
have to do 2 episodes then I think next week. One for this, which I don't mind. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
So
No. See, our 6 month report card is very important, right?
has it been 6 months?
September.
October, November, December, January, February, March. Okay, yeah, makes sense. 6 months.
September. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you want to be like those other podcasts where they just pander to regional sims. You know which one I'm talking about.
Bro, we've always kept it 100 here. And if for that reason people at least respect us, at least when they talk to me, they know I at least ask decent questions.
Yeah, yeah.
It's gone both ways, huh? Good ways
Yeah, yeah.
and bad ways.
So
But
we
fair
we
enough.
we've always grilled whoever comes on our website. I mean, on our podcast, we've never taken any sides. And even like I said, right? And despite me grilling Shaji, I really thought it would be a new beginning. Because I was like, unlike Praful and Kushal came from the International Cricket Council. He was in the ICC, right? Praful was a BD king. Contrast that with Kalyan Chaubey, who's a footballer, right? And Shaji, who's been involved with Indian football for 2 decades. I actually thought that be a you know that'd be a change, and you know
But like Mr. Saldana, yeah, Saldana has mentioned, it's not all depressing. We are ending the show on a strong note. Let's look at the ISL knockouts. Orko, I need your predictions before we end of the two semi-final the next episode.
Okay. So sorry, I just wanted to know which side of the tree is BFC KBFC on? Are they on the HFC side or are they on which side of the tree are they falling on?
They
Check.
are on the Mumbai side, I think.
Oh wow.
I
Hmm.
think I have to check. Okay, you talk about it, and I'll tell you.
Huh. So uh hmm, okay. I think KBFC win. Sorry, I think BFC just edge the match. I don't think it will be as one side as we expect to be. I think Ivan Vukomanovic will come back strong. And yeah, okay. Darshan Jay said Mumbai side.
Yeah, even I checked. It's Mumbai side. I was
Yeah,
correct.
so I think Ivan has something up his sleeve, which we've not seen. And like I said, he's KBFC's X factor, no doubt,
Absolutely, no
no
doubt.
doubt.
And so
He's
please watch out the space because I have written one very long article, which
yeah.
sometimes you may not make
You
sense
can
of
you
what
can
is
share it
happening.
from the injury times handle. I think people
Yeah,
will.
sure, sure. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Also, I don't know if we've reached 1,000 subscribe on YouTube. Please allow us to reach the like, share, and subscribe also. But just finishing, I think BFC win. Just about edge it, right? But I'm not discounting KBFC. Like I said, I still think the there is a twist in the tail.
So
I still
here's
think
the
there's a
thing for
twist in
me,
the tail.
right? BFC, I think BFC are going to win those matches by that match just by looking at the form.
Hmm.
But fantastic job in ensuring Luna was not effective. They sort of pushed
Hmm.
him out wide and he was not. So
Hmm.
I'm guessing that now this time around, if they try to do that, Ivan and Luna or the tactical team would have done something different to ensure that even if he's there, he's more effective. And there is something about that man, Luna.
Yeah.
He's small. You cannot believe when you see him during the early part of warm up and everything that this is the guy who does those magical things,
Hmm.
and he is due for a magical.
No,
thing.
given the
Maybe he will
form,
not win him the game, but he is due a magical victory.
no,
That's
given the form they're in, it's pretty much BFC versus Luna because the rest of the team is such bad form. I think
yeah,
it's BFC versus Luna and Ivan. That is the matchup currently.
yeah,
I like I said, I think it's a blockbuster playoff match. It's fantastic
absolutely.
that they
If you
are.
can get the tickets, please get the tickets. That's the way to
Yeah,
watch the
yeah,
game. But
yeah,
otherwise, please watch it
yeah.
on TV
No,
also.
no, no, no physical violence, please.
Yeah, please don't
Right?
do that. I mean,
Please
yeah,
don't do
that's
that.
the
Please,
thing.
no spitting, no nothing. Right?
I think they've it's sort of trying to ensure that the two fans
Yeah,
don't meet each other in the stadium. So that's a
yeah.
great thing.
No, I'm happy both the clubs put out a joint statement. At least they're speaking to each other. Finally, we are seeing clubs speaking to each other. Finally, we are
Yeah,
seeing them having reasonable dialogues instead of just, oh, you're speaking to me, I'll do whatever I want. It's finally we are having some
absolutely.
conversations, right?
Yeah.
So
And for the other match, Odisha was saying,
8
are looking at
80k,
Mohan Bagan as
80k,
possibly the one that wins.
80k MB, yeah, 80k MB. But like I said, it's been an underwhelming season
Absolutely.
for 80k MB, right? Um,
I think
one,
whoever qualifies from there, the road ends in
I
Hyderabad.
think I think all depends on whether Juan can, go 90 minutes without chewing his shirt up. Because like I said, I again stand by it. One of the most best managers in the league,
Very good
without a
man.
doubt.
I
But
agree.
but working in so many conditions, I mean, you've given one of the best biryani makers only tea to work with. That's the way I look at it, right? The great biryani maker, but he only has tea
Yeah.
leaves, right? So, um, but again, like I said, uh, not Bumu, not anybody else, but it is Juan Ferrando who will probably dictate the outcome of this match, right?
Yes, absolutely. So two blockbusters coming
Yeah,
and the season
and
is
then
ending.
yeah, then also go on nation Mumbai BFC. Then it becomes Mumbai BFC and HFC 80k. I think HFC win this. I think
I mean,
HFC makes
whoever goes to HFC side, I think
I
it's
think
run
HFC
stops
makes
there.
the final.
Yeah,
Mumbai BFC is the only thing I'm not going to stake my neck out on. It's the
that will
only
be
thing.
a great game. But I do think even Kerala go there, the home match for Kerala, if it is the first leg, that's going to determine a lot of things how the second leg is going to go. If because they are not a great traveling team, they are a very good home team.
Hmm.
So we have to see. And does Hyderabad having won the Shield, taken 2 weeks off, how much of that is going to make an impact? Also, we have to see. They have not consistently played, and they have
But
not
but
good games.
HFC what they've done is they put out a pretty strong team for the last match also.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
We'll
So
end on this last one because we just got a
question.
question here. Your
Yeah.
thoughts on FC Goa? Is it a obsession? I think the whole league has to
Uh,
move on from Spanish obsession if there is one, but I don't think there is anymore.
but there's a reason they go Spanish is because sometimes
Ravi knows the market,
Spanish players give you good value for money. They give you
and
good
Ravi
value
knows the
for money.
market.
Yeah,
To be frank.
and Ravi knows the market. They generally know the market,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, Mumbai and HFC play the same final first. Yeah, we know, Darshan. We just saying that HFC whoever makes it to their side will probably make the final. But yeah, just coming back to a
no,
Spanish
no.
thing,
HFC will make the final. What you're saying, right?
I think HFC make the final.
Yeah,
Mumbai and HFC play semi-final first. Yeah, we know. I'm saying just addressing Darshan's comment. My point is that for Stevie, right? I think Spanish players have the pros also. They have a lot of pros also. They're very highly tactically flexible.
technically
Football,
very gifted.
yeah, and football education is very good. Core football education very strong. They know their basics. A country which is importing the highest number of philosophies, players, and managers. Maybe Portugal, maybe exporting Utnahi managers to the world, but Spain probably the numero uno nation in the world when it comes to football. Right now, men's, women's, everything combined. Right, and yeah, Ivan's complaint holds no water about training
So
because
Ivan, I think last time when Kerala came, they trained in
yeah,
FC Deccan's
you know,
facility near the airport,
yeah,
which is the only. I mean, there is HAL where BFC train natural grass. The other natural grass stuff is the
yeah.
FC Deccan. But yeah, I mean, it's obviously when you travel, it's not going to be the easiest. Like
But
in Goa, of course, you have so many turfs and you can train. It's not the same.
but
That's
but but you know what? Apart from Bengaluru, sorry, I just should say Bangalore. Saying Bengaluru sounds so weird for me. I can't say it. As somebody who's lived there for a very long time, Bangalore, Goa, and West Bengal, if they complain about pitches, like what do we Delhi folks then have to say about it, right? So I reject Ivan's complaint. I understand you can't have, and you're spot on. You can't have everything according to your own way. You can't. You have to adjust, right?
I mean,
I
especially when you are going to go away and play the game, there is going to be some challenges. That
I
has to. I mean,
I
that's
get it. I get someone said, it's 20, it's 20 kilometers away. I get it. I get it. But honestly, guys, please come to the rest of the country and then see what situation is. Bangalore, any day better than 99% of country when it comes to quality pitches and grounds and all of that. I think
yeah. They
Sandeep
have, they have, they
can
have
also come.
turf ground, a lot of turf grounds as well, which
Yeah.
they don't want to train in. Obviously, understandable.
Hmm.
But they have like South United has a turf ground right in the middle of the city. BDFA is sorry, KSFA Stadium is right in
Prakash Padukone, the Padukone Center have
Mukund
their own
Dravid. Yeah,
pitches,
they have
which
their own
they give
pitches.
to the youth leagues and all.
Yeah,
Sorry, Ivan. As far as much I respect you,
but they specifically want natural grass, so that is a little harder. But there is still one or two that you can
there are,
use.
there are. My point is there
Yeah,
are. They might have to travel a bit. You might have to
yeah.
travel a bit.
HAL has, MEG has,
Yeah, yeah.
the FC Deccan I think has.
So
So
like I said, please see the other side. If you guys complain about grounds and natural grass, please come to the rest of the country and then see what the situation is. Right?
yes, so I think this is where we are ending. There are
Yeah.
some conversations and messages about fans coming and different stands and everything. Let's see what they can do. They're trying to do their best to ensure that this game is great. A lot of my friends are going. They've booked tickets and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
don't want them to be in any sort of situation which is dangerous, because I think this is after the Kolkata derby. This match has the best atmosphere in Indian football. And
BFC, CFC also, BFC Chennai also.
but
But
this year I saw, I mean, it is not there because Chennai was not doing that well. I guess that's why. Maybe if it gets into the playoffs, yeah, that match is also a great atmosphere.
yeah,
So
yeah,
let's
yeah,
hope all the teams start doing better so that more
yeah,
and more
yeah,
people can come onto
yeah,
this
yeah.
team.
And like I said, whoever bows out will be a serious loss to the end of season race. BFC cables, whoever. Because like
Yeah,
I said, both you guys sets of fans bring in seriously good atmosphere.
energy, so much
There's so
color.
much energy to that. Which way I'm putting Chennai fans also in
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
They're also,
Very very loyal fans. Even they are
yeah,
very.
so I mean, but yeah, KBFC fans, don't despair. I think it's still only 55-45. It's all to play for. And
It's one game, right? Like let's say
it's
one
one game.
mistake
Yeah,
happens,
yeah,
that
yeah.
goal
So,
comes, everything
yeah,
changes.
yeah.
So
I'm just reminded of the BFC CFC final, which were Kantirava, Albert Roca's all conquering team. Nobody gave
they
Chennai.
conceded first also in the
They
final.
considered first. They were 2-1 up. They scored second also. BFC were
Hmm.
2-1 up.
Then they
Chennai,
went, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
the two
So like I said,
two header goals from corners. I mean, that's all that
Augusto,
matters.
Augusto
No,
was
not
one.
not Augusto, the centre back,
That
Rafael. I forgot his name actually.
the
Mailson
Brazilian,
Alves. Mailson Alves.
Melson,
Yeah.
the Brazilian, yeah. So one off match, and that's the beauty of football, right? It's
Yeah.
not played on paper. It's we don't know what's going to happen. And like I said, I mean, very excited. Let's see.
Let's see.
Yeah, and like I said, do tune into next year because we are going to put out a report card, and hopefully Sandeep can also get his statesman. Yeah, 1-0 up, then 1-3 down. My bad, sorry. 1-0 up, then 1-3 down. But yeah, hopefully Sandeep can get his statesman also on for a pod, right? And hopefully we get his perspective also on it. He's not going to talk to me anymore, and that's understandable.
I'll
But
reach out.
yeah,
Last time nothing really happened, so I'll reach out. It's okay.
yeah, nothing happened.
Yeah,
But yeah,
it's a message for me. No, what
if
I'll,
if you haven't checked out that pod, please do check out that pod also. It was oodles of fun, right? Like a deer caught in headlights. But yeah,
but
uh,
yeah, so I'll end this on this note. Enjoy the games over the week, and next week when we come back, probably we'll try and do two episodes, one for the games, so one for the report card. Till then, enjoy the game. Do the like, share, and subscribe stuff. Like you mentioned, we would love to get into the 1,000 club and things. A lot of people
Yeah,
saying that good content, but no reach. And
yeah.
unfortunately, Naveen, I don't know what he's doing. We have to do something. And social media is not really my game
Please
either.
help us get to 1,000. Like I said, we are the most unbiased podcast here, as opposed to podcasts named after substance abuse or podcasts targeted at regional simps. And like I said, I can't promise we'll always speak in favor of your team. We're always going to have to, try and remain as unbiased as possible, but you can expect honest opinions from us.
Yes. On that bombshell, this is time to move on. Thank you so much for listening. Thanks, Orko, and enjoy the game. And yes, next week it is.